Hello everybody, welcome back to today's video. In today's video I am going to be reviewing I don't have all of them because that would be kind of like a lot, but I have the JUVIA'S 3 of them, 6-pan palettes, and I kind of wanted to do a bit of a review on them because I've done some videos on them. Those will be up after this video goes up, but I just thought that would be quite something that we'd like to see. So I have here is the Nudes palette, and this is what Shibis look like. I love all of the shades in here. I wish this shade was a little bit, well, you know what, maybe I don't. I like that it's kind of a little bit different. If it was a chocolatey brown, it wouldn't go really well with the colors that are in here. So everything in here is pretty cohesive. It has 3 shimmers and 3 mattes, and I think they're rather beautiful. So I will swatch 3 of the shades, kind of just randomly. I guess it's not randomly, I'll just swatch one row, because I don't want to really make my hand raw. So there is the bottom row right here, and I think that this palette is super nice. I used this in conjunction with this look, which will be up, and I used that with the Mauves palette. And this one is gorgeous. I have yet to use any of these dark shades because they're quite intimidating, but you could get some quite interesting looks out of them. Let's go ahead and try something with them real quick, and I'm going to take this shade right here, and let's go ahead and add something to the lower lash line, just for funs, okay? For the funs, for the funs. I'm going to get my mirror, and then we will just kind of tap that on the lower lash line. That's fun. Fun, fun, fun. So this is a Alamar brush. So yeah, I just kind of popped something on the lower lash line just to try it out because I never tried the dark shades in the Mauve palette. But yeah, I've tried most everything in this palette, and this will be up in the same video as this one. But like I said in that same video, I will do individual looks if you would like me to. If you would like me to create stuff with just these palettes, I will be more than welcome to do that. I don't really know. I would be more than happy to do that. I don't know why I said it like that. So yes, let's talk about this one a little bit more. This one is definitely an everyday palette. You could definitely get some really soft, nice looks out of this. It's real pretty. I love this shade right here. It's actually super gorgeous. And then this one is a pretty true gold. It's actually really accurately a true gold color, and I always compare it to my wedding ring because this is true gold, and so you can, I just dug my finger into it trying to be fancy, so you can kind of see the comparison with my ring to that, and that's how I kind of compare like a true gold color, because some of them are very greens and a little bit more coppery tones and white gold-ish. So that one's real pretty. So that is the Nudes, and I will link all of these palettes down below for you wherever they're available. Sometimes it's cheaper to buy them directly from JUVIA'S website because they always have kind of a sale or something, because they control what happens with their palettes. It's less of a third party, if you know what I mean. So this one is, let's talk about the Mauves. This one is not, I feel like, as uniform as the other one, and but I can see where they went with this. You have some form of being adventurous with this palette. If you wanted to get like this one and then come like this one and pair it with any of the other ones, you definitely could. But for right now, this one is probably the one I do like the most, because I could make this an everyday palette for me and my taste, but the way that I play makeup or do makeup is I always have a palette in conjunction. There's always a friend palette. There's always a partner palette. So as of recently, it's this NYX one because this is in a project pan, and I'm actually doing quite well with that, which is crazy because it's an eyeshadow palette, and that's like almost unheard of if you know about panning. So yes, so like this one is like one of those kind of duochrome flaky shades, but it's not super flaky. It's actually a really good formula. It's not too overpowering. It's gorgeous. So I do like this palette, and right now I'm wearing the majority of this palette on my eyes right now. I do have some of the nudes on there, but that video will be up and you can see that later. And then I did a look also on this palette alone. I actually paired it with, which one did I do it with? I also paired it with this Zulu palette. Like I said, I cannot do a single, I can if like I have to, I do, and I will, but I just like to incorporate things. So I did it with this and this palette, and then also the NYX palette because, you know, I just like to mix it up a bit. So this video will be up later as well, but I absolutely love this palette because I am just so drawn to purples. Obviously, it's not something that you can wear every day, although you can do whatever you want because ain't nobody in charge of your face. And I don't know, I just think that look came out so well, and I wish I had the opportunity to wear it longer, but I did do that video at 8 o'clock at night, and I'm not gonna sleep in purple makeup. I will look like a sad lady the next day. So if you're wanting to get a colorful palette, I would definitely recommend this one. If you're looking for a good purple palette, highly recommend this one. It's gorgeous, but it has less mattes than the other ones. This one only has 2 mattes, but when it comes to purple, how many mattes can you really make? Matte, purple and blue are the 2 hardest shades to make in the makeup world. They're absolutely like impossible because they basically come from the same, they're cut from the same branch essentially, and they're just kind of hard to make, the pigments and stuff, with them being eye safe and not staining and all that, and it's really hard to navigate those waters. So let me go ahead and swatch some. I'm just gonna kind of go zigzaggy. So those are some of the shades. I just kind of did in a little bit of a V shape, and you can see that they just perform so well, and that video will be up shortly. So I just want you to stare at it because it's so pretty. And for a purple palette, it's actually incredibly like done, and I'm glad it's all in the same purple family. I feel like when you see purple palettes, that's a really hard thing to say. Purple palette, say that 5 times fast. Not gonna try it. So I feel like when you see purple palettes, they tend to like have 2 purples and then like a pink tone and then like all these other ones, because it's really hard to make that. So people don't want to like go overboard or mess it up or just try a shade that's not necessarily great. And this turned out wonderful. Every shade is cohesive. They all kind of go together. I would not say that this is a single use, like you could, I guess you probably could, but for me, I just don't feel like you could make a look just off of this palette. That's just me. I feel like you would always want to have a companion palette with this one, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. So if you have this, you're going to have a nude palette, I imagine. You're going to have one around. So just throw that sucker together and make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Talking about purple palettes, it's beautiful, and I love Juvia's Place. Juvia's Place is a black owned brand, and so that makes it even more fun to support them in these times right now. And they're incredibly inexpensive. You can find them at Ulta. They have displays at Ulta. They just recently launched, not just recently, but fairly new, a foundation line, and it has incredible shade range. I would highly recommend you guys checking out I would highly recommend you guys checking out Juvia's Place palettes. I have quite a bit of them. I've absolutely fallen in love with them. They have incredible quality, and I've never been disappointed in any shades that I have played with. So I will link all 3 of these palettes down below if you guys are interested in them. If there's any, this one I've already done a single use on this, but if you want to see these 2 by themselves instead of in conjunction, please leave a comment down below and I will do that. And without further ado, I'll let you guys go. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.